Hi everyone, whoever will be here, who will eventually show up, because I'm late. My phone was dying, so I had to charge it. That's why I'm late, so I hope you could forgive me, but there's no one here, so I don't need forgiveness. Let me turn this Bluetooth off. I don't have my mic on today, but you could let me know. Let me put this on. So just so everybody knows, I'm doing first like an April energy check-in, since tomorrow is the first day of April. And then after I do that check-in, I'll do yes or no questions. So that's how I want to do it today. But that's how I've been doing it lately. Hi Shantae. Hi Monette. How are you? I hope you're both doing well. Okay, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. I hope everything's going well with you, Shantae. And I hope your meeting goes well too. All right, let me fix. But Shantae, if you have a question, you can ask. I don't mind you skipping the line. Just checking these cards. Oh wow! Oh wow! I hope it does go well. I hope it goes well. Wow, going to high school. Oh my gosh, that's so scary. I can imagine for him. I mean, unless he's like excited about it. But wow, and for you, I know how it was when my kids went into high school. It's like a different phase for them. It's exciting, but it's also scary. They're growing up, but they're still your baby. That's cool. You're welcome. So since where you are, you're in the south, right? So school ends next in May, right? Will it end in May and then high school will start in August? Because in New York, school starts in September, unless the kids are in charter schools. But public school students, they start in September, and then it finishes in June. So, okay. Okay. It's like I noticed that. Yeah. Because in New York, the students start school in the beginning of September. And then the school year ends in June. I think it's the third like the third week of June it ends. Okay. All right, I'm gonna see what the current energy is. It's so different. I don't know why it's like that here. Or why it's like that in the south. But I know in the south, but I wonder if it's the weather. I wonder if it's the weather. That's why. The weather's warmer in the south than it is up north. I have theories, but I really don't know, honestly. But I'm curious, Shanti, are you one of those parents that like looks forward to when school starts up again? Like after the summer, you're like, okay, I'm ready for you to go back to school. Are you like that? Yes. Yeah, we get snow days in the winter. I think this winter we probably had like 2 snow days. Hey Teresa, how are you? Yeah, we only got 2 snow days because of that big storm we had in I think it was in February. The blizzard of 2026. I wish I brought different oracle decks. So I have love. I don't want to talk about love so much. You know? I'm good, thank you. Over here in New York, it's 80 degrees. I'm curious what the temperature is where you are. I'm not ready for this weather. I have to lose 100 pounds. I always make that joke. Can I lose 100 pounds in 2 weeks? Is that possible? I always just make that joke. I was like, something has to get cut off. You know, come on. It's like, you know, when you're like, for me, I'm bigger. I could be considered plus size. Assholes will say I'm obese, you know. But for me, it's like it feels uncomfortable when it's hot like this. I'll be honest, it's not comfortable. But the thing is too, I'm not physically comfortable with the heat, but for some reason I have been more confident. Like I feel like I'm more sexier now than I was at my lowest weight. It's crazy. Oh, it's 81 in Florida? Wow. Wow. I know it's hot over here. Yesterday, it was like 70, and then today's 80, and then the temperature is going to go down. And then I think the temperature is probably going to go up tomorrow, too. But, it's like, I don't know. I like the winter. I don't know if it has to do with me being a winter baby. Like, I'm not really a winter baby. I'm an autumn baby. But I like cold weather. I like the fall. I like fall fashion. I love winter clothes. I like boots, boots, jeans, leather, all that stuff, you know. You can't really wear that stuff in the summer comfortably, you know, at least in my size, you know. But tomorrow's gonna be 75, but 80% chance of rain. I think the humidity is what gets to me. Thank you, Teresa. I don't know, it's like weird because I feel like it might be too with my age because I'm in my early 40s and I feel like I'm more confident in myself now than I was when I was at my lowest weight. And it's crazy because I've gained like 50 pounds since my lowest weight. And I look at pictures, I'm like, damn, I look so good smaller. But then it's like, I look good now. But it's like, I look good, but I wasn't as confident as I am right now. So it's weird. It's so weird. All right, I want to do April. I want to see what's coming up for April for us. I wish I brought different decks, but we're going to work with what we have here. All right, let's see. I have this little deck again, this archetypes deck. I like this deck. This is deep, you know? Hello to new people here. Welcome to Artemis Oracle. My name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel. I'm an Oracle and Tarot card reader. Later on, I'm going to be doing yes or no questions for subscribers only. So right now, I want to do a current energy check-in or like an April check-in to see like what's going to come up in April for us. So anything you need to look out for, because I like to do, the way I like to read is I like to look at how we can improve. What do we need to change? What do we need to look out for? I like doing love readings too, but not all the time. But that's what the yes or no questions are for. So right now I'm gonna have the pocket archetype deck that I'm gonna go into and see what messages we get for April. April. We have the Mystic. So it's like butterfly or moth. When I see anything like this, I think of transformation, something shifting, something changing, transforming, a metamorphosis. The Lover, this card came out yesterday. The Lover, the Cave. Ooh, wait. The Forest came out yesterday. And then the Offering. All right. Since these cards are new to me, I do like to read from the book. Because there's too many cards in this deck. And I tried so hard to read as much as I could. We have the Heart at the bottom of the deck. All right, the Mystic. Maybe I'll just read the keywords. So, the Mystic 146. Okay. The Mystic, the Seeker, the Lightworker, the Dreamer. Remover of darkness, visionary, ageless. And in the dark aspect, it expects results, seeks attention and recognition. The Seeker, the Lightworker, the Dreamer. The Mystic is often misunderstood in our culture, depicted as a wandering or light-hearted daydreamer. Yet, like Shiva, the true mystic plays a role in society, remaining fearlessly dedicated to the path of transformation in order to save the earth from darkness. Shiva swallows the poison of the world and holds it in his throat, slowly transmuting the liquid into nectar. This is the work of the mystic. They do not fear darkness, but rather sit in the presence of it, harness the potential and latent energy behind it, and embed it with light. They are patient and prudent change makers, seeking growth above all else. Unanswerable questions are the mystic's lifeblood. The mystic revels in mystery and the great riddle of life, dancing with the forces of light and dark upon its wings. So this to me is like these are supposed to be archetypes of the different. It could be people, different people in our lives. It could be us. This is about embracing the darkness and the light that exists within you, because we all have our dark side and then we all have our light side. And I feel like this is about not being afraid of embracing those dark parts of yourself. Because if you think about how we were raised and how society expects us to be, they expect us to be a certain way. Like we're supposed to be positive or look good or do whatever. It has to be good. Anything that is dark or insidious or evil or shadowy or anything is always given a negative connotation, but one thing cannot exist without the other. Light cannot exist without darkness. We need the darkness to see the light, and we need the light to illuminate the darkness. So one thing cannot exist without the other, and that's the same within us. I think that when we start to reveal those shadow aspects of ourselves, we illuminate them, that's when we can fully integrate into who we truly are. And what I mean by integrating is accepting that you're not a perfect human being. You will make mistakes. We all do, intentionally and unintentionally, right? But the whole point is holding yourself accountable and accepting yourself fully, the good and the bad and the ugly, right? And giving yourself an opportunity to explore those parts of yourself that you think are a bit taboo, because you feel like it's something that needs to be hidden, that needs to be ignored, not addressed. But those parts always end up coming up. They end up coming up. They end up showing up. But the only way that you can really embrace those parts of yourself when they do come up, is to see where they're coming from, where they stem from, why you feel the need to hide that part of yourself. Why do you feel like you shouldn't acknowledge that part of yourself? It's about understanding yourself completely, fully. And from my own journey, I realized how important it is for us to accept ourselves and understand ourselves, because with understanding ourselves, we're able to better understand people. We're better to empathize with them and be compassionate towards them, because we're able to see parts of ourselves in other people. And I think that's where working with the shadow and light aspects of yourself, even the parts of yourself that can fall into illusions, fantasize and dream, delude yourself, we see that in each other. But the thing is, we judge each other sometimes, but when we judge another person for doing something, it's because we're judging an aspect of ourselves too. So it's a projection in a way. So I want to say this came out randomly. I feel like if you ever find yourself judging somebody for something that they're doing, reflect on how you have shown up in that way and how you have shamed yourself too. I know it's a little weird and I just lost a couple people, but that's okay. Not everybody is philosophical and deep like us, right? I think that it's important that we understand ourselves fully, because I think that's when everyone can really unite. You know, we all have our differences, but we all have one thing in common. We live, we breathe, we love, we die, right? We fight and we survive, we thrive. We want the same things. We all want to be happy, you know? It's just a matter of how we go about it. And I think that's where the happiness has to come from for ourselves. And that's from understanding ourselves, accepting ourselves. Even accepting the fact that we're not always going to be happy, because there are going to be things that make us unhappy. So I'm going to jump off my soapbox right now and read about the lover. The lover, 138. Is the swan. I like these cards. On the back, it looks like a diamond. The lover. The heart, the beloved, the devoted. Pulsing through the heart of the lover is gratitude. The lover appreciates and experiences the world through the senses, reveling in beauty, song, art, music, sense, and sensuality. This energy awakens at the tip of our tongue when we taste the sweetness of honey, kiss a lover, or speak gentle words to a child. The lover lingers in foreplay, aroused not by the getting there, but by the slow merging of self and another. This energy is usually experienced for short periods of time, as in order to feel it, we must be fully present and awake, with no expectations or rules about what should be. Rather, the lover is in awe of what the world presents, reveling in the glorious details, grateful to savor every last drop of life's offerings. And it's funny, we got the offering card here too, right? The offering. And it's connection, expansion, devotion, awe, indulgence, attachment, and obsession. So those are like the shadow and light aspects of ourselves, right? But the lover's awe is unconditional. I feel like when it talks about connection, expansion, I think that with what I was talking about, integration of ourselves, integration of our shadow and light aspects, that's one of the connections that we have. And this could be self-love, you know, like within our experiences that we have in our lifetime. It's what teaches us what we value most. You know, like it says, this energy awakens at the tip of our tongue when we taste the sweetness of honey, kiss a lover, or speak gentle words to a child. It's like in order to really appreciate the good things in life, to be grateful for all the good that we have to understand that those negative experiences that we have are necessary for us to draw a comparison from, you know, of what we appreciate, what we value, what we want more of. You know, what will we devote ourselves to? What will we devote our devotion to? What we allow us to be inspired by, and what do we connect to? What do we resonate with? I think gratitude is one of the other most important things that we need. I know it definitely in times like right now where there are people going through, and even personally, we could all be going through stuff in our life that is just like, he's like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't want this. I don't want this. I don't want my life to be like this. I don't want where I live to be going through this, but it's like during those moments, you realize, what do you value most? It's like those moments cause you to think about, like, if you have God forbid, there's a fire in your home, and then you have to think about what things you want to take with you, right? You want to take the things that you value most, right? The things that you care about, the things that you're most connected to, the things that you love, You'll take the people you love, you will want to save them from the fire. You may take some items, but not everything has the same value. Not everything needs to be saved, right? And I don't know where I'm going with that. That is so weird. Why did I take that turn? All right, let's go into the cave, because the cave is about this place deep down inside of us. It's our heart. It's where our heart resides. It's where our heart resides. The dark, the portal, the interior. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are changed forever. It is a place of potent power, acting both as a portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat where one can see true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend to the fire. It's the sacred center within, withdrawal, isolation, hiding. You know what's interesting is that the cave is talking about the shadow, embracing the darkness within, the true self. But in order to really connect to other people, because remember, we connect to what we value. We first have to value ourselves. We have to connect to ourselves. You know, we have to understand ourselves, like I mentioned. We have to show compassion, and then this is where we're able to extend the same for other people. This is the place, like, I don't know if some of you have lost sight of who you are, and some of you are being called back to reconnect to yourself. Because you may have been trying to live up to, like, and this kind of came up yesterday too, kind of live up to other people's expectations and losing sight of your own. So this is about you going within and reconnecting to the things that you love, exploring the darkness that resides within you. And it's like the shadow stuff, whatever you consider to be a shadow, you know? Like those habits that you have, those little thoughts. Like, I'm gonna use myself as an example, because I'm just using this as an example. I'm a Scorpio sun, right? And Scorpios are known to be very vengeful people, right? And the shadow aspect of myself is the part of me that wants to get revenge on people that have wronged me in some way. Like, I think about like what I would like to do to them, or what I would like done to them, you know? So this is the shadow aspect of myself. But I know that when I'm at this place, that it's coming from me being angry or hurt and wanting someone or something. Well, usually it's someone, because you can't take revenge on something, but it's usually wanting that whatever caused the pain, the sadness, the disappointment, the rage, wanting them to feel the same thing. So in my mind, I think about like how I would want to do things. But then the soft side of me, it's like, it's not worth it, because you don't want to go to jail. Like, you ever seen that thing on Instagram? Like, what's one reason why you don't do certain things? And the person says, prison, 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 prison. That's why. So, you know, I'll just use it as an example, you know, like that's the part of me that I have to accept, that I can be a vengeful person, but I don't act on those. I haven't acted on that for a very, very, very long time, and I'm so proud of myself. But I was just using that as an example. But there may be things that you have, your shadow stuff, that you need to, you know, embrace, but also get to understand where it's coming from. But also it's about reconnecting to yourself and what you love, you know, because there may be something coming towards you, some sort of offering that may be coming towards you. And it could be something that's like a deep desire that you haven't really expressed to anybody, and it may be coming towards you, right? But it may be something that you disconnected from, a desire that you disconnected from, But now that you're in this, if you already have been doing shadow work and you've been embracing, accepting, and working on yourself and those parts of yourself that you try to keep hidden, it's like this opportunity, this offering, something is coming towards you. Um, and it might be coming because of some, like I said, we have the forest here, right? Remember yesterday, if you were here yesterday, the forest is about entering into the unknown, getting lost to be found. It's about having, like, there may be things hidden in the shadows, there may be creatures, there may be people, there may be things hidden that you don't see lurking, but it's a matter of you going through the forest and finding your way, and whatever way that is. It could be finding the way back to yourself, finding the way back to your heart, because that's your cave. This is where there's a song from My Chemical Romance. He says something about uh, he calls the this part where your heart is the cave. I forgot what song it is from My Chemical Romance. Oh my gosh, it's in my head right now, but I can't remember the name. It's from their first album. Their first album. Inside the cave you call it. Inside the cave you call a chest. You know, so there may be something that's really gonna be touching you. It's gonna touch you in an emotional place, in an emotional space, your heart space. I want to know what the offering is too. Because it could be anything. It could be like something that you've longed for. It could be like a spiritual offering, but it could actually be something that you've been wanting from a person. 236. The gift, the present, the sacrifice. So it says when you do shadow work, you realize there's certain habits, beliefs that you have that, like I was talking about yesterday, the things about yourself that you didn't realize no longer serve with you because it served a purpose at one point of your life, but you're at a different place and you're a different person, so that no longer serves you. Like that habit, that behavior, that reaction, that routine, that solution. It could be a solution that no longer works. So the offering, generosity, donation, volunteering. Unlike many of the other cards in the deck, the offering carries a clear as day message and a call to action. As you may have guessed, it is time for something big to be given or given up. For the sake of the bigger picture, if nothing comes to mind immediately, though it's likely it will, you will know automatically what it is that you need to release. And remember, we're having the the full moon tomorrow. The full moon is tomorrow. The full moon in Libra is tomorrow. And it's all about releasing, surrendering, because the full moon illuminates everything. You see everything for what it is, if you've been paying attention, and then you see what served its purpose, what needs to cut out, what needs to be pruned. It could be within you, within a situation, or it could be a person, right? But it says, take time in meditation to consider what must be offered and who is to receive it. It's likely you'll feel attachment and hesitancy. You'll make excuses, but recognize the link between the word sacrifice and the word sacred. One leads to the other. When we offer up something to the greater good, we lighten our load and become more able to serve. Imagine for a moment if you were to offer your whole self unconditionally to the world. For now, start small. I don't know if some of you have been wanting to do something where you're thinking about the greater good. But it's like either an opportunity is coming in, you may be giving somebody an opportunity, or there may be something that you have to release, that you have to sacrifice, you know? In the dark aspect of this card, of the offering, is giving with expectations and keeping track, keeping score, you know? But it's also about giving freely, volunteering, and donation. But I would say, make sure that if you are giving from a good space, that you're not doing so at your detriment, where you're putting yourself at a lack, you know? I don't give general readings. I do general collective readings. I don't do readings for one person. It's for the collective. When I answer questions, it's yes or no questions. Okay? So the forest, I've mentioned what it is already. This is about going into uncharted territory, exploring those things about yourself, the things that you appreciate, the things that you love, the things that you value, and releasing the things that no longer serve a purpose, releasing what doesn't have any place and where you are in your life when you're undergoing some sort of transformation in your life, some transition, some change. We know about the butterfly. The butterfly goes into a chrysalis. It's in the dark, and it's, I don't know if some of you have been hermit, have been on your own, have been working, like being by yourself, maybe separate from other people. Some people do that so they could reconnect to themselves, also to recharge and recalibrate mentally and emotionally, chakra wise. If you believe in chakras, because you see the hand looks like it's giving something, or is ready to receive something, or is ready to give something, but it could be also ready to release something. So it's like, it's different for all of us. You know, you have to decide what it is that you want, you know, for yourself. What is it that, and it's the heart. The cave you call a chest, the cave you call a chest, the heart card. I'm going to read that. I don't think I read that card yet. The hearts. Ooh. So, now I'm thinking about a song. Where is your heart? Where is your heart? Ask yourself that. I like this. Those are questions you need to ask yourself if you're having an existential crisis, you know? Now I'm thinking about Nothing More song, Existential Dread. It's like the hearts, 168. Okay, 168. 168. Thank you for being patient with me as I go through this tiny little book, reading these tiny little words and trying to make them so important. Try to make a message. I'm not trying to make a message. I'm connecting everything. So there's a message for someone out here. So the heart, expansive, knowing, gentle clarity. It is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in between. It is common for us to leave the archetypal center without realizing it, as the world with its seductive twists and turns offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children and animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. The home, the center of the throne. The cave. Inside that cave you call a chest. It's like, what do you care about? What do you love? You know, where do you feel like you can expand yourself? Are you closing out your heart to things? What do you open your heart to? What is blocking you from reconnecting to your heart space? What are the issues that you're facing now that is blocking you? You know, those are the questions you have to ask yourself. You know, if you feel like you're blocked, you feel stuck, you feel like you're in this place of stagnation, where you're in this unknown place, because the forest is the unknown. You go into the forest and you don't know where each turn may lead you, you know? You never know where you're heading. But the most important thing is, and this is so cheesy, and I don't care, I'm a corny bitch, okay? Corny, not horny, all right? I think wherever you end up, you're always gonna end up finding yourself. Because that's where we're meant to be. We're meant to be ourselves, you know? That's the corny shit I was gonna say. The path is always gonna lead you to who you are, you know? The path is going to take you where you are, where you need to be. Okay, I did that. So it's like, I don't know, like for April, it seems like, and it's interesting. I was watching another reader and it just came to me now. I forgot what she said, but it seems like it's going to be a very transformational month for some people. I think some of you are just going to be taking time to yourself, but it's not a punishment or anything. It's more like a way of taking care of yourself, nourishing yourself, um, nurturing yourself, and reconnecting with yourself. Like what I imagine now is someone pouring water with a watering can over their head and then flowers blooming, you know? Like, I think some of you may be inspired in April. I mean, April, yeah, April showers bring May flowers. Yeah, you know that, right? But it's the same about us, you know? Just the same with us. Like, what are we doing for ourselves that is nurturing us, allowing us to grow, allowing us to transform? What do we want to transform to, into? How do we want our lives to transform? Because it's not always about love, other people's love, because other people's love don't mean shit if you ain't loving yourself, It don't mean anything. It doesn't. Because people could love you, but if you don't love you, then that love, how are you really going to appreciate and value it? I want to know too, like for me, I noticed that sometimes, and I wonder if other people could resonate with this, that when you're with somebody, like someone that you're close to, like in a relationship, sometimes that love kind of dies down because you're so busy and distracted with other things, right? That you lose sight, like in the Lover's card, you kind of lose sight of what you care about, or something, or you care about a person, right? Because you're so distracted with paying bills, cleaning the house, making appointments and running errands and all that stuff, that love kind of falls into the wayside. But then it's like the person does or says something to you or does something for you, and it's like a reminder. For some of you, that may be something that's happening in your relationship in April, where that love that you have for your person is just going to reignite. It's going to rebloom because something this person may do or say to you, or vice versa, you may say or do for them. It's just going to be like, I remember why I love you so much. I remember why I chose you. I remember why we're together, why I love you so much, why we're created this life. Because sometimes you lose sight of that, right? But it's like there's like something being reignited, rebloomed. Because when that happens to me, it's like I feel like my heart opens. And then, I don't know if this ever happens, and I would love for someone to let me know. Hi, Vaishnavi, how are you? Hi, Suva, how are you? I'm not answering questions yet. Thirsty. My heart opens and then I get like emotional, like I want to cry. Does anybody experience that? Like you're reminded, like, oh my God, I really love this person so much. I love this person so much, They're amazing. I wonder if anybody else has experienced that. Let me see. Thank you for sharing, because now I feel like someone's actually listening to me. Vaishnavi. I appreciate you. Do you have a question, Vaishnavi? Yes and no? It's sad that we have to feel that again. Like we have, that has to be reignited within us. But that's the way life is sometimes. Like we just get distracted with other things, and we prioritize other things in our relationship. But that could be a good thing if you have a very secure relationship where the person understands, like, okay, you're busy, I'm busy, we love each other, we know that's unspoken, we don't have to tell each other. Like we already know. So okay, so you want to know, Vaishnavi, you want to know if Suhan will stand up for you with his mother, like stand up to his mother regarding you. Will Suhan stand up to his mother? Will Suhan stand up to his mother about Vaishnavi? Will Suhan stand up to his mother about Vaishnavi? Sujan? You know how I read it? Like it's Spanish, because in Spanish, it's the J is like an H sound. So that's how I read it. So Sujan. Okay, will Sujan stand up to his mother? Will Sujan stand up to his mother about Vaishnavi? Will Sujan stand up to his mother about Vaishnavi? Will Sujan stand up to his mother about Vaishnavi? Will Sujan stand up to his mother about Vaishnavi? Sujan stand up to his mother about Vaishnavi? Sujan stand up to his mother about Vaishnavi? I don't think so. You gotta know. Vaishnavis, no. I don't know if his mother controls the money. Because you got this too with the no, and then you see this lady with all that money. Yeah, I don't know if she controls the money. He don't want to be foolish. Because I think his mother has a lot of control, and it's obvious if, he needs to stand up to her. But I think it might have to do with money. That might be the reason why. She may be holding something over him, and that's why he feels like he can't cross that line with his mother. Okay. So for Abiramed, does Aditi have true love feelings for Abir? You're welcome, Vaishnavi. Oh, just so everybody knows, I'm reading for the current energy. So for the answer was no, but that could always change. But that's only if Sujan grows some balls, It's a joke, okay? Right now he's afraid. Okay. Does Aditi have feelings towards Abiramed? Does Aditi have feelings towards Abiramed? I think it's I feel like right now, with this being on the side, because it's like closing out. The world is like closing out. But this card came out on the side. So I feel like she's undecided about how she feels about you. She may have feelings for you, but she may not know exactly how she wants to proceed with you. Like she doesn't want to, if she wants to continue on to, like, if she wants to contact you, communicate with you, or if she just wants to close out the cycle. So it's like I would say it's a yes, but she does, but I think she's unsure about what she wants to do. How she wants to close out the cycle. Does she want to close it out to have a new beginning, or if she wants to close it out and and move on with somebody else, or not. And I don't think there's anybody else. I'm just saying that she just she doesn't want to deal with you anymore, or does she want to deal with you? I think it's that. She's still deciding about what she wants to do with you, Abir, if she wants to continue with you. Okay, Suvra. Will Lippy contact Suvra? Will Lippy contact Suvra? It can't as a no. I don't know if they're like still thinking about something, or they're still considering something, but it's looking like a no. Or they're very clear about something with the card being Eight of Swords. But right now it's looking like a no, Leafy. Like they won't be contacting you. I'm only answering yes or no questions. Because I already answered your question, Abir. You asked if she had feelings for you. You're welcome, Abir. Okay. Hi, Miss Howard. How are you? Will Miss Howard leave venture? Will Miss Howard leave venture this year for something better? You got two no's. I feel like there will have to be something, like if this card found it felt like this. Like this is a decision you've been agonizing about. I feel like when you make this decision, because right now it's saying no, it's like something has catastrophic, something significant has to change or happen for you to finally leave, decide to leave, or for you to make that decision. But right now it's looking like a no, Miss Gerard. With the, yeah, because the Six of Swords is it's usually about moving away, but it's in reverse. It's like no, you're staying right there. But I think, but it's like no, you're not. But there may be something you're seeing clearly, and there may be something that you see clearly because something's gonna happen, something big and unexpected might happen. That's gonna either force you to make a decision to stay or to go. I hope that makes sense, because the Tower card came out in the upright. I feel like that's what something will have to happen in order for you to make that decision to leave for something better. Or when something better comes along. I don't know if you're waiting for something specific to happen. Towers could be good or bad. So it could be something good, because with the Nine of Swords in reverse, that's like no longer being stressed, no longer being anxious. But it's like something has to happen. Like something drastic, something unexpected, something sudden. So it depends. It depends. Because Towers could be a good thing or a bad thing. I think when something better comes along, that could be the unexpected thing. When something better comes along, that's when you'll make your decision. But it's like for now, it's saying no. But I think it's gonna come. That time will come. The time will come. That's what I'm getting. Does anybody else have an answer to the question? I hope that helps. Hi, okay, I didn't see. I saw you earlier, but I was in the middle of doing my reading. I'm not gonna question people's questions anymore. I have to stop that. Okay. Should AK leave her current situationship? Should AK leave her current situationship now? Should AK leave her current situationship now? It's saying yes. And you got the star card. Yeah, I think you need to cleanse yourself of that situationship. You see how she's naked and looks like she's about to take a bath? You need to clear your energy. Clear your sacral chakra. So it's a yes with the star card. There might be something better coming right along, but you want to be ready for it, and you don't want anybody blocking your blessing. I know. That's why I was like, I'm not even going to ask. Like, you already know the answer. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because right now you're like, you stay stuck. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what's out there. There might be something way better for you. You know, way, way better. It's that comfort zone the situationship gives. You know, the familiarity, the comfort, the sex, you know. No, it is so. It is so. You have to speak it into existence. There is somebody better for you. Someone better. There is. Like, from what I understand about situationships is sometimes people stay in those types of situations because they're not ready for commitment. It's like you're getting all the benefits of a relationship without a commitment of a relationship. But that could be one person that's benefiting, but then one other person could be wanting more, wanting the commitment, wanting the relationship, they're wanting the label. But the thing is, it's like, whenever someone's in that type of situation, they can't wait for the person to change their mind, because it's like, step aside, sir. There's somebody out there, and you're not giving him a chance to like show me that he deserves me. Because there's this reader, Baba Jolie. She did this reading, and she says sometimes we're always thinking about the partner we deserve. We think we deserve, right? And the thing is, it's like, what about the person that deserves us? You know, because we have to remember that we're also prizes. You know, the people that we end up with are not the prize, right? But then also the people that get us, we're the prize. I know there's this whole thing about like, oh, men are the prize. No, we're both prizes. I think we're both prizes. You know, you can get lucky with them. Like getting, come on, to be honest, to be able to get with a man that's honest and loving and caring and genuine, authentic, and loyal, that's a prize, you know? Some people don't know how to spell those words that I said, those attributes, you know? So to be able to find someone like that, and then they're like you, they want the same things as you, and then you both like align, you fit it like perfect pieces. That's like finding, that's the prize right there, you know. So I like to believe that we whoever is our person is, we're a prize to them as much as they are a prize to us, you know. Because I think in a relationship where you have two people who care about each other and mutual and want the same things, that's you're both winning, you know. You're both winning. So it is. There's someone better for AK out there. If anybody's in a situationship, there's someone better for you too, unless that person changes their mind. Because sometimes you're like, okay, I don't want to date with you anymore. And then sometimes if that's the person you want to be with, sometimes, not all the time, they may step up. If not, then they can step aside. You ain't going to step up, then step aside, you know? Okay, does anybody else have a yes or no question? Okay, 14 likes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining me and listening to me. Sometimes when like these little cards, they get me like so philosophical. These little cards, I just go into the cavern of my mind, and then I just start. Hi Razia, how are you? Okay, will Razia will another love come for Razia this year? Oh, wrong deck. Well, I hope you're well too, Razia. Will Razia have another love this year? Will Razia have another love this year? It's saying yes. Yes. But don't be stuck in your head, stuck in your mind. Don't be stuck on thoughts about don't only think about this, Razia. Remember, you gotta think about yourself. You gotta think about yourself. I'm always gonna tell you, remind you. You gotta take care of yourself. You have to love yourself. You know, I was saying this earlier. If someone loves you and you don't love yourself, then how are you really going to appreciate that love? You know, because if you don't love yourself, you're going to be like, I don't deserve to be loved like this. I don't deserve someone to care about me, to care about my feelings, to do nice things for me, because you don't love yourself. When you love yourself, you're like, yes, I deserve this. I earned this. I don't earn love. Scratch that. Yes, I deserve to be loved and cared for, and because I'm a loving and caring person myself, and I love and care about myself, you know. I know it's like people are like, yeah. Okay, but is someone new coming? You know, like, I get it. I love myself. I do. Anybody seen that thing on Instagram where somebody was saying, oh yeah, you should, you should love yourself, take care of yourself, focus on yourself. But the person's like, yeah, I do love myself, but who's gonna F me? Who's gonna eat my, you know, who's gonna do that for me? So yeah, I do love myself, but I got needs. Like, who's gonna take care of that? That shit was so funny. You're like, oh, okay. I would share that, but I deleted the Instagram app from my phone. But that was funny. You know, yes, you can love yourself, but I know we still have needs as people. You know, we have an itch that needs to be scratched. Okay, does anybody else have a question? Because I think I want to go into a love reading. I'm gonna do a love reading. Love reading. So gross. Oh, this card flipped. Expectations. Having very high ideals or unreasonable requirements. Dreamer fantasies. They say there's a difference between expectations and standards, you know? Leap forward. Seize the moment and let yourself be loved fully. Movement, speed, progress. I want to look that up, this expectation and standards. Because something came to my mind right now. I don't know if some of you have someone approaching you, but they may not be what you like. They may be different like than what your usual type is. They may not meet your expectations, but it could be because you have really high expectations. But that thing that came to my mind, expectations are not the same as standards, you know? Standards has to be not the bare minimum, but what a person has to. Hi, Dana, how are you? I have to look that up. Expectations and leap forward. Because there may be somebody heading towards you that may be, and this is a collective reading right now, collective love reading. Some of you may be having somebody that is just not meeting, they don't, like you have a certain expectation, a certain way of this person. Okay, now I'm getting it. Sometimes, I'm paint the scenario. Sometimes we have an expectation of how we want people to approach us, but there may be somebody approaching you, but not in the way you want, the way you expect. 7/17, July 17th, the 7th or 17 may be significant. One more card. Yeah, someone may be approaching you in a way that's different than what you usually, or it's the way you expect. Someone may approach you in an unexpected way. Got the card Warm Brew. Speak softly to disarm any dispute or confusion. And elegant. Timeless elegance. You are always beautiful to someone who loves you. Confident, real standards. Was somebody talking about standards? I was talking about standards. Honest, vital, and patient with the Warm Brew. You know what I'm thinking? There may be somebody approaching you in a way that you may not be expecting this. You may not be expecting this. This could be, I don't know if it's new, is this a friend, this is someone that you know, an acquaintance or something, but someone may be approaching you in a way that you don't expect, or you don't expect this person to approach you the way they do. This person is honest, it's a patient person. They may come off as very confident, authentic. I wanted to look, I'm good, thank you. I want to look up, I'm sorry, I'm just doing the reading, Dana. So, expectations versus standards. I feel like that's important because even I was like, what's the difference, you know? Because I know expectations are unspoken. Like, you expect somebody, if they go to the store, for them to get you your favorite cookie, but you didn't tell them. So, like, sometimes I think expectation is like something that's unspoken that you would think the person would know, you know, without you having to tell them. You know what I mean? That's how I'm thinking. Oh, what do you mean, Dana? Standards. But standards is like, basically, I would call it like, I work in a school, and we have rubrics and syllabus. So it's like certain guidelines a person has to follow in order to get a passing grade, right? So, so standards are internal, objective, and consistent guidelines defining what you accept, focusing on personal values and boundaries. Expectations are external, often subjective beliefs about how others should act, which can lead to disappointment. So when you have standards, you have these guidelines of what you will accept from someone, that prevents you from experiencing disappointment that expectations have. Because when you expect something, it's like it says, it's like, you, this is how you should act. If you go to the store, I shouldn't have to tell you to buy me my favorite soda. That's an expectation. But a standard is more about what you accept: personal values, boundaries, respect. My standards are someone who will approach me with respect. They will be honest. They will be direct. They will express their feelings to me, right? They will be caring, or they will have the same spiritual beliefs as I do, or religious beliefs, that type of thing. Those are standards, right? But expectations is about what you think a person should do. What you think a person should do, people do what's right for them. What you think is right for you may not be right for somebody else. So that's kind of like what an expectation is. So I feel like this person, though, despite that I feel like I had to explain that because I had to be reminded of it myself too. But with expectations, dream or fantasies, like this, you may have an idea of how you want somebody to approach you, but this person may approach you in a way that's different. But it could also be unexpected. Like, you wouldn't think a specific person will be approaching you. But this person, like I said, it's going to be someone who's honest, they're patient. There's someone that if you have a disagreement, that you're able to talk things through. You won't have like a big fight or an argument or no contact or anything. You just you work through your problems. You're able to communicate with each other. There's open communication, honesty. What else? I would say even a vulnerability, because honesty requires that of us, to be vulnerable. But you are always beautiful to someone who loves you. Timeless elegance. I see it's at the bottom of the deck. Oh, that card flew right out of from the bottom of the deck. It says, mend souls, love with purpose, heal with compassion, empathy, forgive, renew. This could be somebody that you never had anything with, or it could be somebody that you had a disagreement with, or, maybe returning and wanting to bring honesty and clarity to something. But I wanna dig into this. Oh, okay, thank you, Data, for clarifying. Okay. I'm a very technical person. As my friend likes to say, you're so technical. All right, so I want to know the expectations. What are the expectations? What is the expectation? Hi, hola, Marcia, how are you? Okay, expectations. What are the expectations? Expecting. What are you expecting? This is weird. Got the devil, the empress, and the queen of wands. Oh yeah. Okay, that makes total sense. This is weird, but it makes sense to me. I feel like that some of you do not want to be treated like a sex object. You don't expect to be treated. You don't want anybody to treat you. You want somebody that's going to respect you, that is going to come towards you, see your value, respect you, know what you bring to the table, right? As another reader said, you are the table. I was watching a reader earlier, and I was like, wait, well, it kind of makes sense, in a way. In some weird way it does. But I feel like some of you are just expecting, this is a good expectation, I would say. It's also, I would say it's more so a standard. Some of you don't want somebody, you don't expect anybody caught up in some third party situations to be approaching you. You know? You don't want somebody who may be dealing, you want someone to see who you are, your value, but not to only see you as something or someone that's just for a good time. Because the Queen of Wands is often like depicted as like the sexy queen. You know, they say that she's the one that, you know, she's the sexy queen. Just, you know, very passionate, loving, open. And they always mention her legs. You know, like her legs are apart. She is a creative in a way, you know, so it makes sense, you know. But she's also receptive. So I feel like some of you, you don't want to be viewed in this way, where just for, you don't want to be seen as a sex object. You don't want to see somebody that someone can have a good time with. You want to be viewed as someone that that you can, as someone that your future person can build with, create a new life with, you know. Like you want to be seen as the divine feminine. You want to be seen as in your feminine energy, you know, which makes sense too, because you see her here in the expectations card. She looks very ethereal. She's feminine, you know, wearing her little white dress and the flowers and her hair flowing and, you know, being in her beauty and wanting to be seen that way. You want to be seen as someone that's magical. Same thing for a dude, I would imagine, you know, dudes, because I know like some women look at men in that sexual way, you know. I think you want to be seen more than a good time. You want to be seen as someone of value, someone that can be, you know, you could build a life with someone, that you're someone that's committed to long term. You know, you want to see, because when I look at this, I know this is like the devil card and everything, but if you look at these two people with the devil, they're bound to each other. You know, you don't want to be bound by desire. You want to be bound by connection, by love, by creation, by growth, abundance, not just passion and a good time. So I feel like that's what it is. But with the leap forward, I know what the card says, but you know, sometimes other things come on my mind. Seize the moment, let yourself be loved fully. I don't know if some of you have been blocking out love. Remember earlier we were talking about situationships, and some people may not be ready for commitment, you know? That's why people tend to get into situationships, because it seems like you get the benefits of a relationship without the bondage of a label or relationship, right? What's this leap forward? What is this? Because this is like giving me like a night energy. In my mind, I see the Knight of Swords. Someone who just goes after what they want. They speak very clearly. They speak honestly. They speak they speak the truth, which is what came out in the warm room. I got the Knight of Cups. Yeah. See, we see horses. I saw the Knight of Swords, but it makes sense. The Knight of Cups. Seize the moment and let yourself be loved fully. Yeah, someone's gonna be. I feel like some of you're gonna be having somebody come to you, and you're not expecting this, and they're gonna be confessing their feelings to you. You're probably not even expecting that at all. You're gonna be so fucking confused, you know, by this with the Seven of Cups. You're gonna be so confused that you're not gonna know what to do, that you may even question the validity of this person's cup, because it's coming out of nowhere so unexpectedly. You're like, is this person bullshitting me, you know? Like, is that cup full of love or full of crap, you know? Full of lies, you know? Full of deception. But seize the moment and let yourself be fully loved. I love this. But you know what I'm thinking too? I'm going to go back to this. Hey, Jay, how are you? Some of you want to be seen as this, as the empress, you know, loving, caring, compassionate. You could build with me. We could create together. We could do all these amazing things. But I also want you to F me. You know, I want you to see me like this too. You want to be seen in this way too. I think some of you do want to be seen in this way. You want to be desired. You want to be loved. You want to be wanted. But you also want to be valued and cared for and appreciated and protected, you know, because you want to be seen in that feminine energy, but you also want to be in this. This is just a side message. This may not resonate because some people just are I don't want to say like shaming in a way. I don't want to say because prudish, I'll say. I don't know what other way to put it. You may, or maybe more conservative, more reserved when it comes to that. But some people are just straight up freaks, you know, like they may come off as like this Mother Teresa, but then they're like, you know, Destiny, the stripper, you know what I mean? Or Amber. That was me being on a pole, okay? That was me on a pole. But I feel like this thing is gonna happen like in perfect timing, divine timing. This person that may be approaching you unexpectedly, that you're like, what the fuck? I'm so confused. That shit came out of nowhere. Who are you? Like you probably know this person, but it's like, who are you coming up to me with your love? I'm confused, but I feel like this is something that this person has taken some time to think about. You know, there may have been seasons that have passed where they didn't get the opportunity or they didn't think it was the right time. So now that the right time is here, they're taking that leap of faith. You know, they're taking that action to come forward and express their emotions to you. But you might be baffled. You may be confused, you know? You may even question, you know, like, is this all an illusion? Now I'm thinking about that song for Ace of Base. Is this an illusion? I can't remember the melody right now. Oh, wow. Look at the Knight of Wands. What I see here, I see Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. We got Capricorn energy here. The Empress is Taurus and Libra. And then the Wheel of Fortune is all the fixed signs. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And then we have the King of Wands, which is fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So, yeah, this person, they do see you this way. They see you as their Queen of Wands. They see you. They see all the beauty that you possess, but they also see the sexiness, the badassness that you possess. And this could be a man to a masculine, you know, because men could be sexy, you know. Remember, so you can switch the genders, the roles, the whatever, however it resonates with you. If it makes sense to you, that's all. If you have to just switch the roles and it makes sense still, the story makes sense, then you know this is for you. Okay. It says, warm brews, speak softly to disarm any dispute or confusion. Remember, I was talking about you're going to be so confused. With the Seven of Cups. Is this an illusion? That song is in my mind. I don't know what the name of the song is. It's the Ace of Base song. It's in the album when they said, it's a beautiful life. Oh, oh. It's in that album. Now, warm brews, speak softly to disarm any dispute. Honest, vital, patient. I feel like this person has been patiently waiting to honestly open up and tell you how they've been feeling. That goes in line with the Wheel of Fortune because love takes time. And it's funny, the men's souls card is at the bottom, but the song Love Takes Time to heal when you're hurting so much. This could be somebody from the past, or this could also be you have been in this place of healing where you've experienced some trashy relationships when it comes to love, regardless of your gender, regardless of who you're attracted to, your sexual orientation or whatever, right? Because people are shitty, whether they have a wee-wee or a poo-poo or whatever you want to call it. you know, because I'm not trying to be graphic like Taurus Tarot, but, you know, I think everybody can experience bad love situations, but I feel like that's something that you may be healing from too. And it was like, this may be happening because now you're ready, you're open, you're ready. You know, you're open to being loved, you're open to being honest, vulnerable too, because you healed. You're reconciled with the past. Okay. What is this? Okay. Speak softly to disarm any dispute or confusion. Tell me about the warm brew. What is this warm brew? You know, he's also thinking, what do you call that? Slow burn. I'm thinking slow burn. I don't know if some of you have been, it's like, it's building up. We got the King of Cups right now. The King of Cups is someone who is compassionate, loving, honest, emotionally open, and vulnerable, but very emotionally grounded, can weather any storms, has learned how to master their emotions, and even how to open up themselves to being receptive to other people's emotions. You know, like, because if you know how it is when you deal with people, sometimes you don't want to deal with their emotions because you're like, it's too much for you. But it's like he's able to do that, you know? This is someone that you could talk to, that you could be vulnerable with, or they may see you like this too. This is about moving towards peace, moving away from conflict, whatever conflict, disputes, communicating honestly, your fears, your concerns, your pains, even what you desire, you know? And if you see these two people here, they're having an intimate moment. And intimacy doesn't have to only be sex. It could be just spending time with each other, being vulnerable, sharing secrets, sharing things that you never thought you would share with other people. Is like being completely bare naked with someone. It's like bearing your soul to them. And this is kind of like the reading I did earlier today. I did a live earlier today. It's like this person wants to bare their soul, or you may be wanting to bare your soul. Because I saw the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups though. Who cares the cards in reverse? Because the cards are all mixed up. Some of you have walked away from something or situations where you were just like so emotionally disappointed in that because people weren't meeting your expectations. Remember we said expectations lead to disappointment? Standards are about like guidelines that people have to meet where you would even consider entertaining them. Expectations are those, what you think other people should do, you know? Okay. What is the timeless elegance? You are always beautiful to someone who loves you. You are always beautiful to someone who loves you. This is about observation, learning, spying, gaining information and stuff. But it's also about being seen. Sometimes when you think about it, when you meet somebody new, or this is like seeing somebody with a new set of eyes, fresh set of eyes, looking at them from a fresh perspective, this is what it is. You want to be seen in a way that you probably haven't been seen before. You know? You want to be seen, appreciated. But you are always beautiful to someone who loves you. You want someone who loves you. Look, the Two of Cups came out. Someone who will see you and love you for who you are. Even when in the days that you don't feel like you're the prettiest or the handsomest, you still want to, you know, you're worthy of love regardless of that, you know, but you want to be seen clearly for who you are, you know, not for whatever people think you should be or other people's expectations too, because, you know, people can try to force expectations onto us. They may think that we should be a certain way, that we should act a certain way, and that we should do what they think we should do. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got stuck. Five of Cups. This is about like looking at the past disappointments, and in order to understand yourself, what expectations you may have had, expectations that fell through, ways that you didn't have boundaries, that you didn't set standards. This is something that you have to reconcile within yourself, or just something the person has to reconcile within themselves. Because in order for you to get to the Two of Cups, you have to move on from the past, you know? But you have to understand, learn, and grow from it in order to prosper, to nurture this Two of Cups. You know, the Two of Cups that is here is the Two of Cups right here, you know? You also, this is what I'm also getting to. You want, and this makes sense because all of us at some point in our lives, we've done some fucked up shit. Excuse my, no, not really. We did some fucked up shit, you know? You're either with me or you're not. But you don't want your past to be held against you either. Because it's like, and you don't want to hold anybody's past against them. Because that's what they did with other people. And that's what you did with other people. But that's not what you're doing with this person. And that's not what they're doing with you. It's like you're starting over. You're starting from scratch. If this is a new relationship, right? But this could be like if this is men's souls. Love with purpose, heal with compassion. Empathy, forgive, renew. If I don't know if I think this is honestly, I'm not really getting past vibes. It could be. It could be. Because some people may resonate with this too. But it could be about moving past what your relationship experienced in the past and just focusing on what is in the now. You know? Moving past the disappointments, because you know you could be with somebody and you could be with them for a significant amount of time and you still have expectations. You have like, oh, you should do this. You should know I want that soda. I shouldn't have to tell you to get that. I keep talking about soda because I have a soda right here. You know, like you go into the store. I shouldn't tell you to buy me a salad. I shouldn't tell you to go buy my favorite cake. Like you should know this. You've known me long enough to know this. This happens within relationships too. So this could be like you're already in a relationship too, but take it as it resonates, you know, because I don't know who's watching and I don't know whose message this is, you know. So I feel like if it is, it could be a brand new beginning with someone new, or it could be a restart, a reset in your current connection. Now, if I'm reading it, like if this is a current relationship, this person may be changing up their behavior, but in a more positive way to improve your relationship. And that may confuse you too. Because then, like I said, you're going to be looking at the cup like, is there a cup of lies or is that a cup of truth? Is that a cup of love or is that a cup of like deceit, you know? Because you're like, why are you switching up, you know? But somebody could have some sort of realization, you know, an epiphany. Maybe they gained clarity. Maybe they were confused. Maybe they realized they were fucking up, you know? But that's why it's important. Like if you have expectations, like unspoken expectations, they are the downfall for any relationship. You know, if you're like, you should have this standing order. Whenever you go to the store, make sure you get my favorite soda, you know? So that expectation becomes a standard, you know? So the person knows, okay, every time I go to the store, I have to go get soda. They already know. And it's not about telling the person what to do. It's just that you're letting them know this is what you want. This is what you would appreciate and what you value. But it's the same thing. It's reciprocal. It's not only you asking of them, but it's them asking of you, but where you can give. You know what I mean? Take it as it resonates. That's a random ass message. You know, I'm looking underneath the men's souls. And underneath it says love stories. Communicating and saying what needs to be said. Remember, you know, we have the honest, speak softly to disarm any dispute or confusion. Right? Communication is so important. Communication is what allows there to be healing. And communication allows there to be compassion, because when somebody is communicating with you, it gives you an opportunity to understand their side of the story and for them to understand yours. You know, that's why communication is so very much important in relationships. So, but I feel like this is like the type of thing where, you know, it's important to communicate what your expectations are, and maybe not have not have so much expectations, because expectations are what breeds disappointment, breeds bitterness, you know. And if there's something that you want, then you should communicate that to your partner. Or in a new relationship, maybe this is something that you're taking into a new relationship where you've had expectations that you didn't communicate in the past that disappointed you, but then you're like, okay, now I know what to do. If I want something, I have to speak up for myself. I have to speak up. I can't expect someone to be psychic, you know, to know what I want. And that's what it's all about. You want somebody who's going to be open and receptive. You want to make sure that there's open communication, there's no confusion. And that could be where the change is coming from too. You know, that's where the shift is. You're moving away from a place where you have these unspoken expectations, and now you're communicating that to them. And they're like, okay, I'm getting it. I'm understanding. So it's like this person is evolving. It could be you or them that's evolving, because we do see the knight to the king of cups, the knight to the king. So that may be significant too. So there's some sort of evolution within someone. Someone's getting a better understanding how to be emotionally available, but also emotionally responsible with your feelings, you know. Take your feelings into account, and the same for you. It goes both ways. In a relationship, it shouldn't be one person doing everything. It should be both of you doing everything together as much as you can for each other, you know? Because this is what you want. You want to move away from disappointment. You want to move away from sadness, you know? You want to go towards peace, where there's clarity, where there's lots of clarity. You see the truth, and you're pouring into each other, loving on each other, and there's no longer any confusion. You know, the confusion has been cleared away with that sword, the Ace of Swords that the page is holding. You know, so some of you need to be brave with your communication too. You know, because if you're not comfortable speaking up for what you want, that's usually the page, because the page is still learning. So some of you are still learning how to be in relationships, you know, but with time is there's experience. But if you're with somebody long enough and you love each other, you will grow together too. You will evolve with each other and for each other. The card says, tough love, truth talk. Some of, like I was talking about, some of you may be new to communicating. You maybe, like, this is something that you've never done before. Hi, Bristol Vapor, how are you? Yes, so some of you may be new to communicating, and if it's unfamiliar to you, it takes practice, it takes time, but it's important to just speak honestly. And there may be a bit of shyness when it comes to this too, when you're communicating, but the thing is, like, it's okay. You know, do the best you can, but then the more you do it, the more easier it becomes, and then the more confident you become in being more assertive. And this kind of carries over into other areas of your life, because if you're able to be assertive with the people you love, then you could be assertive with the people that you don't love. You know what I mean? Like the people outside of your personal romantic relationships, the people that you work with, you could be more assertive with, you know? So I feel like there's going to be growth with communication. Being able to speak clearly what it is that you desire, rather than expecting someone to be a psychic and figure it out or guess. So I hope that reading was helpful. That was interesting. But that first part was interesting. Like, you want to be seen as this, but you also want to be seen as that. I mean, as a woman, whoever I'm with, I want them to see me in like all of those ways, you know? Oh, wow. Rambling Rose. Yeah, I ramble on. I ramble. I talk. Okay. I'm going to reset this deck. I'm going to answer yes or no questions again. But I hope everybody's doing well. If anybody has a yes or no question, you could put it down in the chat. Remember, yes is upright and no is reversed. The night is... $7:46. Oopsie. Hey Pri, how are you? If anybody has a yes or no question, I'm preparing the deck to answer them. Oh, what is this? Good to hear, Pri. I want to thank everybody for subscribing and liking this live. Let me see if I can change something. So let's see if anybody has yes or no questions. I changed it. If you have to refresh the live, you could do that to see. Okay, Christy, I saw your question. Okay. Okay. So let's go to Christy's and then I'll answer Pri's. Should Christy attend the party for her daughter she was invited to by her ex? The ex? Oh, okay. So, should Christy attend the party her ex invited to for their daughter? Should Christy attend the party her ex invited to for her daughter? She attended the party that she was invited to. Her ex invited to. She attended the party that her ex invited to. Oh, it's saying you should go. I don't know how old your daughter is. Well, I don't know if this is something that she wants, this is something that she would want, like, or wish for, you know, because I see the Magician here, and the Magician is about manifestation. So I don't know if it's your daughter that wants you to go to the party, and that's why you were invited. This is you're reflecting, you're deciding. Because this is someone who's in reflection. But it's saying yes. But the thing is, I thought that maybe it's because your daughter wants you to be there. I don't know if it's a surprise party or if it's a party your daughter already knows about. But it could be the reason why it came out as a yes. But I think it's because your daughter may want you to be there. But Gemini, Gemini energy. So I'm just saying that because That card is a Gemini card. I hope that helps. I hope that helps you, Christy. Okay, is the deal that Pri has in her hand going through? Will the deal go through for Pri? Is the deal that Pri has in her hand go through? Oh, you are? Wow, wow, that's interesting. It could have been a decision that they've been mulling over themselves. That with the Seven of Pentacles, the reflection card. I gotta answer Pri's question. Is the deal Pri has in her hands will it go through? Will the deal that Pri go through? Will the deal that Pri has in her hand go through? The deal that Pri has in her hand go through. Will the deal that Pri has in her hand go through? Will the deal that Pri has in her hand go through? The deal that Pri has in her hand go through. Oh, it's looking like a no, Pri. It's saying no. So this is the disappointment card. I don't know if the deal you have has some terms that you don't agree with, that don't align with what you want, but it's looking like a no. You got two no's. So there may be, I'm sorry, Pri. Deals involve agreements. So there may be something in the agreement. I don't know if it's your agreement. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying, because when you make deals, there has to be an agreement. There has to be a contract. There may be something in the contract that somebody doesn't like. That may be the reason why it doesn't go through. It may be something that you don't like, or the person or people that are involved may not like. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But if you know that there's someone that's not convinced about something, is there any way that you can approach them and ask them, or call for another meeting? Because I remember yesterday you said that you were having a meeting. If you could see what his reservations are, ask what his reservations are, you know? Okay, I hope that helps, Pri. Okay. Okay, all right. Oh, when money's involved, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was to say, if people are going to want to get as much as they can. You're welcome, Pri. Okay, does anybody have a question? Hi, Jay. I'm not going to say all that. Jay, that A double snakes. How you doing? Does anybody have a question they'd like me to answer? Hi, Sanjay. How are you? Oh, is somebody sad or heartbroken? Is someone sad? Oh no, I just kind of gave bad news. So disappointing with the Three of Swords. Okay. Oh, Sanjay. Oh, Pri, see, that Three of Swords flew out. But you know how negotiations can continue. You know, see what number he has in mind and try to work around it. you know. Yeah, if he already has number 7, there's always a way around things, you know. You have to be clever, especially when it comes to legal matters. Yup. Don't give up, Pre. Okay. Okay. Well, I need to call Sanjay. You have the Sun card. Yes. It's saying yes. And this is like a good yes. But there may need to be some more clarity. It's saying that she will contact you, but there's something that needs to be cleared up. She could be having conflicted emotions. I'm not sure what happened, and I can't tell you how she's feeling, you know, but it's a yes, it's a happy yes. But I think that there's some things that need to be cleared out when you and her communicate with each other. If she contacts you, when she contacts you, or if you contact her, you know. So I don't know what happened, you know, but there has to be some clarity or confusion about some confusion, or just I feel like it's definitely something that needs to be cleared out. Yes, you can, Free. Thank you so much for the likes and subscribes. I really appreciate you all for joining me today, allowing me to read for you, or just being entertained by me by any way. I really appreciate you. You're welcome, Sanjay. I hope everything works out for you. Okay, what's your question, Pri? Okay. So we could ask, will Tushar open up to having a deep emotional conversation with Pri? Will Tushar involve Pri in deep emotional talks? Will Tushar have a deep conversation with Pri? I'm going to show you the card, but I want to shuffle again because it came out very quickly. And I hate when I do this and I'm like, damn, I should have showed it. Okay, the card that I have is the Chariot in reverse. This is about being stuck. Something's not moving forward, right? So you got two no's. And then you have the 9 of, this is like anxiety, depression, stress, overwhelm, sleepless nights. You know, so it came out really fast, but let's see what comes out again. What comes out? Okay. 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 I'm not looking at that card because I want to reread your question. Yeah, it is annoying. That card just flew out. 2. All right. Well, Tushar involved in deep emotional talks with Priya. Tushar involved with Priya in deep conversation with And then this is the Queen of Cups. And this is about emotions. Is saying no. They're not open. They're not opening up emotionally. Oh wow, look, it's like a no again. I don't know if this is a situation that you might need to consider taking a step back from, like moving on from, or just disconnecting or detaching from, because it's looking like a no. And I showed you the other cards earlier, because there's no movement, there's no progress. So remember, they say inaction is, well, they said no response is a response. You know what I mean? So that may be something you need to consider with Tushar. I hope that helps, Priya. Okay, so yeah, if you already know it's a pattern, then you know how you can end it by disengaging. You don't have to be a part of the game per se, the pattern itself. You know what to do already. You already know. Okay. Well, you're welcome, Pri. Hope everything works out for you with or without Tushar. All right. Will Sanjay get a government job this year? Will Tushar get a government job this year? Will Tushar get a government job this year? This, it was going to be no, but it flipped to a yes. So it's a yes. I don't know how government jobs, I'm assuming, Sanjay, that you're in India or in South Asia, right? Right? Sanjay. But I would say, like, don't get in your head. If there's exams and stuff, now you're confusing me. Tushar is that person, right? Okay. But it's looking like a yes, but don't worry about it. Don't get trapped in your mind. Don't be stressing over it. But it's saying it's a yes. You're welcome, Sanjay. But I think there's exams and stuff, because I know we do that in the US too. With government jobs, they have to take a test. So I don't know if that's how it is in India too. But if it is a test, don't, do what you have to do, but don't overthink it. No, Tushar. I know it's Tushar. But I want to read Sanjay's question. I know it's Tushar. I had to grow up because I'm like, I never heard that name before. Tushar. Only from you, Pri. I went to Sanjay's question next. Oh, yeah. Oh, it is? I know people love the government jobs here in the US, the benefits and stuff. But okay. Let me see. I'm going to be ending the live now. So it's because it's 8 o'clock right now. So I thank you all for joining me today. I know there was somebody that said hi to me. Let me go back. Let me see. I think they said they're Chuck. Hi, Chuck. How are you? Have a good day as well. God bless you. God bless you. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today or this evening, wherever you are. I'm in the east side of the United States, the East Coast. So I hope everybody has a great day or evening ahead. And I'm sending you lots of love. And hopefully I see you tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm not sure about Wednesday. Maybe I'll see you. Maybe I won't. If not, you will know, because I'm going to I will schedule the live and you'll know if I'll be live or not. But if not, I'll see you next time. Have a great day or evening ahead. And I'm sending you lots of love and light, and very much appreciate you all for joining and liking and subscribing. Take care, everyone. Bye.